The Franklin Regional Head Coach Greg Botta Show. Presented by the Ground Round at the Westmoreland Mall in Greensburg. The Ground Round. We've got what you like.
Good evening, and it's time for our weekly visit with the veteran head mentor of the Franklin Regional Panthers in his 20th season as the head coach, 22 years on the staff at Franklin Regional, head coach Greg Botta, and it is the season opening game, home opener for the Panthers, who come into this contest 2-0 tonight, facing an undefeated Highlands Golden Rams team. And joining me is the head coach of the Panthers, Coach Greg Botta. And Coach, we'll start talking about that big victory last week against an Indiana team that came in undefeated, and a team that had some talent, and your guys got on them early with the special teams work, getting that opening fumble, setting up the short field. Heck of a way to start a big road game in the conference.
It was, Jonathan. It was a great win for us, especially up in Indiana. We always got our hands full up there. But, Coach Salito, he is a special teams, working hard on it. Never anticipated a fumble off the get-go, but that was big. It was a big momentum shifter, and then 3 plays later, we take it in 7-0, and it just seemed to roll after that.
As a coach, you got to love those short fields, and more importantly, getting touchdowns on them. Then after that, the defense played lights out for the entire first half. Did not allow a first down, I believe, until like their last possession late. They stopped them on defense. Touchdown drive for Franklin Regional. Defense stops them. Touchdown drive for Franklin Regional. You had to like the way your club just took control right from the beginning.
Well, we liked the fern on the kickoff, but that fumble is even better now because now we had the ball, like you said, with great field position, and it also gave us the ball in the second half, which we always like to do. But, I can't give our defense enough credit for what they did. I was really concerned about Indiana. I really was. I mean, they moved the ball against everybody they played. I talked to Rich Bowen up in Hempfield and Bo Ruffner and Mont Pleasant. They scrimmaged both of those guys, and Indiana moved the ball up and down the field on both of them. So, I was really concerned about it. But Frank Cortazzo, defensive coordinator, called a great game. Like you said, when you give a first down up till late in the fourth quarter, and field position was ours the whole game, which gave our offense opportunities to score.
And you capitalized on that offense. And let's talk a little bit about how you felt your running game went. You came in after the first week at 4.0 yards per rush as a team. You were under that about 3.7 on Friday. Talk a little bit about where you think your running game is, because your program likes to be able to run and then mix in the pass.
Yeah, we do. Coach Botta does a great job on the offensive side. He loves running the football. I do too. We're both the same type of have the same type of mentality as far as controlling the game, using the clock, and we're really pleased with the offensive line. All 5 of those guys are new positions. Kind of tight end, he's a sophomore. That's 6 new positions. At the left side, Sam Sadivi got hurt. We had a sophomore there. So
Charlie Mason?
Charlie Mason. And Charlie did a real good job first time out as a sophomore. So, averaging close to 4 yards a carry, 3.75 over 2 games. It's not bad. We do like to do a little bit more, but we have a lot of different running backs that we're showing, each of their own different style. And, you average 3.7 yards a carry. That's a first down.
Okay,
we'll take that, but we're looking to do a little bit better.
Passing-wise, about 159 yards passing in the first 2 games. Churn Singh, his first full year starting as a varsity quarterback. How would you assess the passing game? Is it making the kind of progress you'd expect early?
Well, it is. He is someone who had a little bit of experience as a sophomore, and, he's just a true athlete, and we know he can throw the ball. As the season goes on, I expect him to be better. His reads will be better. His arm will get stronger. But right now, he's doing exactly what we want him to do. Don't take too much. Do with which is in your game, and he's doing that. And, he's picking his targets, throwing them. I think he was 7 or 8 for, 13 or 14.
Yes, 13.
So that's pretty darn good average, and we're happy with where he's at. And the most important thing is him touching the ball every play. He's such a skilled athlete that, you got to prepare for him.
You got another skilled athlete who wears number 9, and boy, has his first 2 games been, shall we say, quite impressive. I'm talking about Brett Zanato. He led you in rushing in week number 1, and then on Friday night against Indiana, again, tackle leader, and that tackle he made on that sideline nearest the press box when he knifed through there, he's just having a tremendous job replacing your all-time, at least one of your great tackle leaders here in Carter Henderson. Talk a little bit about Brett.
Well, both those guys, both Brett and Carter, they have an instinctive way of getting to the football. I saw Brett as a midget, and I looked at him through his 7th, 8th grade years, and I knew when he was in 9th grade I was going to bring him up. And when I brought him up, he got on special teams, lettered as a freshman, and last year got hurt at the Greensburg game. Who knows where he would be right now. But he's a big, strong kid, a wrestler. He's just an instinctive football player, hard runner on offense and defense. You don't see too many tacklers accelerate through the tackle, and he does that. Like I said, Youngstown State was up there. They loved him. They said they're going to definitely recruit him, but they think he could play a much higher level of football.
I got to ask you about a young man, new kicker for you, Jake Burrs, and I was reading where he is a 3-sport athlete here at Franklin Regional. Soccer star as a center midfielder, point guard on the basketball team, and now your kicker replacing Vasquez. Talk a little bit how he seems to have fit in. He got his first field goal last Friday.
Yes, he did. He's a competitor. I love Jake, and his brother played for us a couple years ago, and he was a kicker, and I recruited him right in front of his father's the dinner table at the Hosses. I saw him and went over and grabbed him and said, I need you. So I went after Jake this year, and Jake even wanted to try to play receiver. That's the kind of athlete he is, but with soccer and the demands that has, there's no way he could have did it. But, he's a competitor, and he's now getting confidence, which he needed. He was kind of unsure himself up at Mars, and you saw last week, it was like he never missed a beat. So I'm pleased with him, and like you said, he is a great athlete.
The Golden Rams from Highlands are the opponent here tonight on their home opening game. Coach Sam Albert's team last year played pretty much a sophomore-laden team, and we went up to Golden Rams Stadium with a 35-3 victory, although they had the 3-0 lead on a 31-yard field goal by Masarek after one. They're now 2-0, and all of a sudden they're thinking they're a playoff team in 2013. Talk a little bit about these Highlands Golden Rams.
Well, we studied them at depth on Saturday and Sunday, and you never know about a team and how they're going to produce until you start playing them. Our conference is pretty balanced when you look at it. I don't think there's too many weak sisters. I think there's a couple, a good handful of strong teams. And Highlands definitely one of the top ones. We knew last year, and Sam even said at the all-conference selections, guys, I have nothing this year, but wait till the next 2 years because I had a lot of sophomores stepping up. And that they are. I mean, he got some nice football players. These Natrona Heights kids are tough, physical kids. They're doing a great job shutting the run down, great job getting after the quarterback with their sacks, and they got some skilled athletes. So we got our work cut out for us. This is not going to be an easy game.
Their defense this year, coming in after 2 football games, has only allowed 37 yards rushing total. They've sacked the quarterback 27 times. They've got like 4 interceptions and 6 fumble recoveries. Their defense is snorting right now.
They sure are, and they're playing inspired football. It's a tragedy what happened to number 25 during the summer, and they're playing for a purpose. And you never want to use something like that to motivate a win, but they're on a mission. And they're playing extremely hard. Their defense is outstanding, like you said, 37 total yards in 2 games. That's unheard of. That really is unheard of. And then think about the sacks. They get after you. They run the same defense we do, but they actually get after the quarterback in a heartbeat.
The Jackson brothers have had an outstanding start. They are juniors this year. Elijah Jackson is the starting running back. We saw him as a sophomore so far this season on 37 totes, 267 yards, averaging 7.6 yards a carry. He's not big, 140 pounds, but he's a big playmaker.
Well, I think 140 is misleading. I know Sammy. He's probably about 175, 180. Okay. He's put together well, and he runs really hard. It's tough to bring him down. We're working on tackling this week, seeing your target when you tackle. I mean, he's a little bit different runner than what we faced the first 2 games. Shifty, and they got speed. His brother's the same way. I believe his brother's number 6.
Jeremy.
Yep, and they got some good wideouts too. And then what can you say about the tight end linebacker Kratzenberger? That kid's a physical specimen, and I'm sure he'll play at the next level somewhere.
Blake Leary is their quarterback. Again, a sophomore last year, a junior, 10 out of 25 this season, 4 touchdown passes. Talk a little bit about what you've seen about him on film.
Well, what I like about the kid is he runs the ball too. He's not afraid to run it. He'll run it out of their power formation. He throws the ball real well. They do a lot of screens and throwbacks, so we expect the unexpected from this kid. And like I said, he's playing on their defensive side too. So, they're selling out this year to make some noise and get in the playoffs and go beyond.
It's got to be good to finally get a home game after going out, but you come home 2-0, no complaints there.
Not at all, not at all. We knew our first 2 games would be very difficult, and I knew Highlands would be a physical test too. And, it doesn't get easy in our conference either. They talk about the Parkway, but we got some football teams in our conference also. So like I told you last week, it's going to be a long road. We got to take them one at a time. And, we got to get ready for Highlands to be mentally, physically, emotionally ready to play them.
Keys for the Franklin Regional Panthers to have that 3-0 on the ledger when this one's over tonight?
Well, number one, to pass protect. We can't let those sacks get to churn. We got to be able, and Coach Botta has done a real good job preparing them for that. So we got to give him time to throw the ball. Number two, we got to find out where number 28 is. We got to tackle him. He's going to beat you, and then not be stupid, play sound defense, and hopefully special teams can keep doing what they're doing.
Coach, it sounds like a recipe for success.
Well, let's hope so.
Thanks a lot.
All right. I got to give a shout out to my brother Frank. He's on a road trip. Frank, see you soon.
All right. That is head coach Greg Botta of the Franklin Regional Panthers. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of our pregame show as you are watching Franklin Regional Panthers football on no other location than right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.